Could machines ever think as human beings do?
Most people say not.
You're not most people.
And that's this big paper you wrote. What's it called?
The Imitation Game.
Right, that's what it's about.
Would you like to play?
The Brits are having a very good year. First with The Theory of Everything, and now with The Imitation Game. The two movies are about scientists who revolutionized the 20th century. One exalted and one obscure. Both geniuses who are challenged, but in different ways. The Imitation Game is the story of Alan Turing. Turing is a mathematician, one of the many scientists who was selected for Project Ultra. They were tasked with breaking the unbreakable German Enigma code. Turing believes that only a machine can defeat another machine, and that puts him at serious odds with his co-workers. Thankfully, he is supported by an MI6 agent who has Churchill's ear. Turing invents a programmable machine which he refers to as the Turing machine. He nicknames it Christopher, and today we call it a computer. Turing is a homosexual, and after the war he's arrested for indecent activities. He has a choice between prison and chemical castration. He chooses the latter because it allows him to continue his work. He dies at age 41 by cyanide poisoning, and whether accidental or intentional is unclear. An apple is found at the scene with a bite removed. Some say the distinctive logo of Apple Computer is Steve Jobs' homage to Alan Turing.
Who are you?
Alan Turing, one of the best mathematicians in the world.
Welcome to Enigma.
It's the greatest encryption device in history. The Germans use it for all major communications.
It's unbreakable.
Let me try, and we'll know for sure. It's in 34 seconds.
You said to do it in under 6. What is it that we're really doing?
We're going to break an unbreakable Nazi code and win the war.
Oh.
Joan is a cryptographer and the sort of love interest of Alan Turing. She's played wonderfully by Keira Knightley. Joan is an unmarried woman living away from her parents, and this is a problem for proper British society. Project Ultra requires her genius, and so does Turing. He solves the problem by fashioning a twist of wire around her ring finger. Knightley's character serves as a counterbalancing force. She picks him up, she drops him down. Joan makes Turing relatable to the rest of his colleagues. When confronted with his homosexuality, Joan is indifferent. Their relationship is based on something else. Keira gives a very convincing performance. It is delightful to see the new generation of British actresses coming into their own. Benedict Cumberbatch gives a superb performance as Alan Turing. As a boy, he is frail and shy. He is disliked for his brilliance. As a man, his insecurity is masked by his hubris. Cumberbatch uses a stutter to magnify Turing's fragility and uncertainty, showing us both sides of a character and the inherent conflicts that are raging within. My favorite character by far is the MI6 agent played by Mark Strong. He is the puppet master. In his 1,000-pound Savile suit, he focuses the whiz kids while keeping a series of counterintelligence plots in play. He is surrounded by geniuses, but he's 3 steps ahead of all of them. Strong is very convincing in the British master spy tradition. I feel the movie falls short on the history. All the toys were helpful, Ultra was important, but it was not critical to the Allied victory. The CGIs of the battle scenes looked tacky, and both Christopher and Enigma needed more development. I think that would have made the movie a little bit more understandable. The writers throw in a few Leclerc-type twists which really did not enhance the story. The World War II generation is coming to an end. The Imitation Game is the story of a forgotten man's contribution to a victory for a war that will soon be forgotten. Because of the morals of the day, Turing was an historic figure that never got the recognition he deserved. He never got credit for what he did during the war and the foundations he laid for the future of the world. This is an important movie because it is about outliers, people who are different, and what we lose as a society when we do not accept, embrace, and encourage those differences. It is a movie about government and how, for its own purposes, can suck the life from an individual and when they're finished, torture their souls. The British government apologizes for the appalling way Turing was treated, and the Queen grants him a posthumous pardon. Those of us who were brought up in the 50s know well, computers will never be able to think. Well, Turing disagrees. He was about 100 years ahead of his time, but in 2014 we're starting to see the cracks in the ice. Imagine where we might be if Turing were allowed to imagine. The Imitation Game, my recommendation is to see it. My name is John DiForte, and thank you for watching.
I'm just a mathematician.
Sometimes it is the people who no one imagines anything of who do the things